everybody, thank you for watching the video. As you can see, this is my deadlift training from July 21st of 2016, which actually puts me at about, I want to say, just over 9 weeks out now from the competition. And we're actually about halfway into this training cycle, and after this I have one more training cycle that actually leads me up perfectly into the competition. So this training cycle is definitely going well. I am definitely exceeding expectations from this training cycle, definitely making the right adjustments and being able to hit the numbers I need to hit to make the progress and get the hit the numbers I want to hit for the competition. So today I actually called for 575 for 6, and as you see I got that, and technique was definitely on point. My technique has definitely been something that I have been consistently implementing in my mind over and over again to make sure that it does not change and it is exactly the same way every single time. That is something I emphasize on, and I do strongly believe that technique in regards to powerlifting is something that is the be-all end-all when it comes to making progress. So starting out as a beginner, I'm pretty sure you can muscle the weight up, but that can only get you so far before you get injured, and as well as being able to make more progress and be able to put more weight in the bar. So just a friendly reminder, always emphasize on your technique. And yeah, so as you can see from the video, second set did 575 for 2. Again, the same thing, technique was on point. And for the third set, I pushed it for 610 for 3. So definitely a testament to the progress I've been making, and definitely shows that I have a lot more left in the tank. So on the right path and halfway through this training cycle, and definitely want to finish strong before this training cycle ends. So just going through this week, I definitely, something that has been constantly a reminder to me, and just I guess it's a lesson that I can take away from, is just, you guys know how the one thing I always preach is really believing in yourself, and that is something that I just 100% absolutely believe in. That is the number one thing that can hold anybody back from achieving what they want and pushing them away from going through the obstacles that you need to go through to achieve success in whatever desire you have in mind. There's this gentleman that's named Kevin Levrone. Some of you guys who are really into working out and fitness and just lifting in general, I'm pretty sure some of you are aware of this gentleman. He is a former professional bodybuilder. The last time he competed was in 2003, and he was competing all the way through the 90s and up to 2003, which was his last competition. He did 13 Mr. Olympias. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Olympia is basically like the Super Bowl of bodybuilders. That is where they crown the #1 bodybuilder in the world, basically. And the man has not touched a weight in 13 years, and he decided this year he wanted to come back to the competition, and he is back to his original form. And the man is 50 years old, and he looks like the same way he did in the 90s and his last competition in 2003. He looks very outstanding, and I have a lot of respect and admiration for this individual. Reason being is because he pretty much has the same mentality, same beliefs as I do. The reason why he's at where he's at and he believes he can win after 13 years and being 50 years old is because he tells himself he can. He believes in himself. And that's why he has been able to push himself and get, not only to get back to where he was, but actually put himself in a position to be #1, to be the best again. And to that, I respect anybody who shares that mentality and shares the same drive and approach like I do. And I just have nothing but respect and admiration for that, because that is another thing that I believe, in my opinion, just shows you right there that what you can do if you really set your mind to something and if you really believe you can do it. Age is just a number, and he's proving that. He's 50 years old. These guys who he's competing against are in their 30s, so that goes to show you that if you really want something, go after it 110% and leave nothing behind. Do not, be intimidated, and don't fear change. You know, obviously he's 50 years old and he has to work around that because obviously his body's not the way it used to be. But again, he believes in himself and that's what he wants, so he's going to put the work in to make sure that even though he's at this age, he can still accomplish what needs to be done to be able to be at his absolute best. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You know, so that is something that I always, you know, that's a drum I always beat to every single day, and that's always how I approach things whenever I'm training. I get ready for a competition. Is that I believe in myself. I believe that anything I set my mind to, I can do it, no matter what. And I do not accept failure, and I do not accept intimidation. If anything, I will fight through it, and I will get past it. And everybody should be like that. You know, you should not want to be average. You should not want to be just like everybody else, because I can tell you right now, majority of people in this world, whenever it comes to something they want, they will shy away from it because they are intimidated. They are scared to fail. You cannot be scared to fail, because the thing is, you can never learn how to win if you don't fail. You know, how can you fix your mistakes if you're not willing to make them? You know, how can you be able to adjust and surpass something if you know, don't know how to handle it? You know, nobody's perfect. That's just reality. You know, and you have to you know, do things wrong first to be able to do them right, because how else are you supposed to learn? You know, if that was the case, and you know, if this was a perfect world, then there would be never such thing as doing something wrong. You know, so definitely just be willing to make mistakes, be willing to accept failure. It's going to happen. Nobody's perfect. It's a part of life. And if you do not let that eat you alive and just push you away, and you learn how to make adjustments and fix what you did wrong to correct yourself, you can move past that and actually still keep making progress. That's what progress is all about. That is what it's all about when it comes to achieving success. It's not nothing, you know, magic. There's no shortcuts. It's being able to work past failure and adjusting to what you did wrong. That's what it comes down to. So, I completely forgot to mention, I did some block pulls on Monday, and I pulled 675 for 2 doubles, which was a PR for me. Another testament to, like I've been saying, that my programming has been on point. It has been, you know, the best that has ever been right now. But like I said, I'm always trying to make progress, and I'm always trying to keep that consistency, and that's something I always try to strive for every single workout. And obviously, you've seen from my past videos that there were times where I was stalling and I was digressing, but I didn't give up. I kept pushing, and I kept believing that, you know, even though I may be going through this right now, one day I'm going to surpass this, and I'm going to be where I want and be past that point. And that's where I am right now. And now I want to just keep getting better and better and better. And the best way to do that is just consistency and hard work. So on that note, halfway through training cycle, everything's going well. Just want to keep the consistency, keep pushing forward, and just be ready. You know, I want to be 110%. My goal is to definitely make progress at this competition. Obviously, I want to break the world records that I have. I do have the IPL Junior and the IPL Open deadlift records in my weight class, so I definitely want to break them both again. Like I said, if I walk away with a 5-pound PR, then hey, I'll take it. You know, yes, the record is not as much as my all-time PR in competition, which was 672 that I did in February to qualify for this. But obviously, I would like to re-break that record and, you know, break my all-time record in a competition. So, you know, that's obviously the goal I have in mind. But like I said, if I could walk away with, it doesn't have to be a dramatic number. As long as it's better, I don't care if it's even 1 pound. If it's progress, then I can't be mad at myself for that, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting better, you know. And quite frankly, even if, you know, the case were that I did better and I was in last place, I can walk away with my head held high, because the thing is, I got better. I did better than what I did before. It should not be about somebody else. It should be about you individually. You should be wanting to go against yourself. You should be wanting to beat yourself, not the person next to you, not the person you're competing with. Because that's the way I always approach it in competition. I never try to outdo the person next to me. I always try to outdo myself, and I believe that if I can outdo myself, then I can outdo anybody, because you are your own best competition. That's always how you should look at it, and always how you should approach it. And if you approach it like that, and you put yourself in a position where you try to outdo yourself, then in my opinion, you'll be in first place every single time. So on that note, halfway through the training cycle, definitely want to keep the intensity, definitely want to keep the consistency, and definitely looking to finish this cycle strong and go into the last one in August and get ready for September. So thank you for watching the video. Deadlift videos on Thursdays. Thank you, and take care.